So right now I'm gonna head out and go rescue some koi fish that I might put some in my pond. Otherwise, the others I'll be giving to some friends that actually built a pond recently. So there's some good sized koi fish. So that's what I'm gonna be doing in this video. Pretty much going to someone's pond and rescuing some big koi fish. So here you can see all the equipment. I have it loaded in my handy dandy truck. It's not the strongest truck, but it does the job. So I have the nets for catching the fish. Here is the main tub, which I'll house the fish for the transportation. It's 127 gallons, which is not the best, but it's perfect because this truck can't handle much more. If I had a bigger truck, I would have a bigger tank for more water just because it's better for the fish, but I've done multiple loads with this and it's worked well. I have buckets for moving water, buckets for moving fish. I have an air pump and an aerator. That way all the fish have oxygen for the journey, just to make the trip less stressful, because transportation is always stressful for the fish. I have another tub for catching fish. I have a pump right here with an extension cord. This pump is so that I can drain the pond, because it's easier to catch the fish when you drain the pond. If you don't, it makes it a lot harder and a lot longer, especially since this pond is like 4,000 gallons. So this pump will make it a lot easier. Straps for tying everything down. A cover is very important because the fish will jump out of here. So you want to cover it on the journey. Otherwise, you can have a fish on the road, but definitely want to cover it. That is a must when you're transporting fish. If you have a bigger tank that, say it's like that tall and you have the water halfway or lower, you not necessarily need it. It's still beneficial to cover it though. Also, to power the aerator, what I have is a little one of these transformers, which I just plug into the truck, and this is to power the aerator. But that's pretty much all the equipment I have for catching fish. So here you can see the pond where the fish we are rescuing. The water's green, so you can't really see the fish, but you can make out the pond. It's very nicely built. The pond itself is about 3,700 gallons. So right now what we're doing is just draining the water so that we can catch the fish easier, because one, we can't see them. Plus it is just easier when there's less water in there. But you can see how much effort this person put into the pond. Got some biofall there, and then I move one of these canister filters, what do you call them, in the back here. It's got a Savio UV and a skimmer down on that end, but otherwise it's a very nice pond. Can't see the fish yet, but we got that draining. Shouldn't be too long. So yeah, here's the skimmer on this side, and then we got my pump in the water. This hosing does make it very easy. This is the hose that I use just because it's easy to wrap up and it's not so big. The only thing it does, it can kink very easily, but it's like that fire kind of hose, but it works well. So we have the tub set up here. It's got the top on, some water in there already. We have the water draining out here. So this is just gonna make it easy to get the fish in here. And then this is just so they jump out, because especially when fish are being moved, they're quite jumpy. So we now have it drained where we can catch the fish, and now you can kind of make them out. Quite a few different ones. So time to get in there and catch them. So basically I'll put some water in these buckets, put the fish in the bucket, hand it to my brother. He'll walk them to the car. And that's pretty much how it goes. But as I said, the reason for draining it is just to make it easier to catch the fish, because now we have them all in this one area. We can see them, we can scoop them easily. Just makes it all easy. So we got all the fish out of the pond. Just giving you a last look at how it looks. We basically use buckets to transport them from here along here to the truck over here. So now the fish are inside here. We're strapping this down so they don't have any possibility of jumping. While we're having them in there right now, we have an aerator plugged in just to an outlet. And then when we drive, we'll have the aerator hooked up to the car. Just arrived at my friend's house, and now we're catching some fish, putting it in the bag, and then we'll bring it down to his pond and let them float just so they can get, or less stress, so they can acclimate to the temperature. So there's 13 fish in here. This tank is 127 gallons, so it's a good size for just transporting them. So basically what we're doing is we're sticking them like this, and then we're gonna carry the bucket down there, but you can see that Sanke, and then a Doitsu Kumonru maybe?
Christmas. You know what it is? A fish.
Sassy little ding dong.
Oh, you.
Put the bag lower in the water and then just move the fish into there. Here,
is that it?
I'll do it with one hand.
Oh.
It wasn't the person with one hand, it was the person with the bag. Who did the most of the work there.
So that guy is a platinum butterfly koi.
Maybe one more.
Yeah, so we got a platinum butterfly, and then this is kind of a kohaku.
Alright.
The camera makes them look so small though.
Really?
But these are like at least 2 feet. Those guys right there. Alright, so we got him here. Now we're going to bring him to his pond and float him. Just want to cover these so these fish don't come out. So here's the pond these koi are going in. So nice, what do you say, 20,000 gallon you said? 12,000? 12,000 gallons. So we're just gonna float the bags now. So now these guys are floating, then we'll release them into this 12,000 gallon pond. We won't add the water, only the fish. That is pretty much the safest way to typically do it when you do get new fish. She's got some nice ones in here. So 6 more fish for this 12,000 gallon pond. So they're being upgraded from 3,700 gallons to 12,000, which is a big difference.
Also,
Oh, your phone!
oh!
What the?
You get that on video?
Yeah.
Luckily it's water resistant, so I should be fine.
Mine is refurbished, so it's not.
I'm gonna turn mine off just in case.
You would not have found that if it went down there.
Ugh, I don't know how I caught that. Does it just go straight down?
These rookies.
Can't reach it. Ah! I can't reach it. I'm about to fall in. Crazy. Hey, she's knocking me in. I almost fell in.
Here.
There you go. The fish are in there, but we can't even see them swimming since there's a lot of duckweed and fairies moss. But now they have a new home. So now we got back to my house. We got the fish here safely. Right now they're still in the tub. They just have the aerator still on there, plugged up there while I set everything up. So they're doing well. Gonna unload all this and check out the fish some more. Here you can see the koi, or at least the ones that I have brought to my house. I'll most likely be keeping for sure this one. So we'll see about the other ones, but right now we're just gonna move this tub here. Got some water out and then we'll bring it down. So I have all the fish right here. There is 7 in here. I gave 6 to my friend, which you saw earlier in the video. I'll probably be keeping 1 or 2 of these. So right now I did add water from my pond into here, so they are acclimated to that. Just checking the temperature to make sure it's the same. It should be pretty similar. Otherwise, at the moment right now, I'm gonna take out the fish that I want, stick it in this bucket right here and do a little scraping on it to look under a microscope to see if it has anything. So the one I'm keeping for sure is it's called an Ochiba. Can't make it out, so the water's still dirty in here, but once I stick it in here, you'll be able to see it.
The what?
So here's the one fish that I'll keep. This one's called an Ochiba. So it's a mixture between a Chagoi and a Saragoi. The Chagoi is this color and the Saragoi is this color. So I wanted one of these. So we'll see what it looks like under the microscope. I couldn't really get any slime off the fish, so we'll see what I can see, but hopefully it's good. So here are the 2 fish that I'll be putting in my pond. As I mentioned, I have this one, which is an Ochiba. Then we have this one, which is a Saragoi. So we'll put them in there. Unfortunately, I tried to do a scraping on them with the microscope, but they don't really have any slime on them, which I can't really get a good scraping on. So hopefully they're fine. I don't see anything visible on them just from the eye, from looking at the bottom, all that kind of stuff. They do have what's called like septicemia, which should hopefully recover eventually just by being in better water. But we'll see how it goes. But right now we're gonna stick them in our pond. I'll just show you the microscope that I was using to kind of look at the little bit of slime I did get off of this guy. Hopefully this one starts moving around. It's typically not the best sign when it just goes to the bottom like that. This one's doing well, so we'll see. Those are very popular fish. They're called an asagi. So here's the microscope that I'm using. I do have a camera on it. I just got to figure out how to hook it up to the laptop. I got to download some software. But this is, I got this mainly. I got it on Craigslist. I got it mainly just pretty much for looking at fish. Just to see if, you know, if something goes wrong, I can always check myself. So in case you are wondering why I didn't let those 2 fish float in a bag, it's because I did add water from my pond into that tub over there, which brought them to the same temperature. So I used my thermometer to make sure it was the same. So that's the reason I didn't have to acclimate them in here. So I did a different way of acclimating them, which is actually more beneficial because not just, instead of just getting used to the temperature, they got also used to the chemistry of the pond itself. Let's see, they're eating. Maybe not yet. You got them. They're swimming around now, so that guy's swimming, which is good. I have a friend that'll pick these guys up in a few days if you are having fish in a tank like this, especially when they're new, it is good to cover it and strap it down because they do jump, especially in a new environment, and you don't want them to jump out. So that's just one thing. They right now just have an aerator, which is good for the few days, and then they'll be going to a bigger pond. It's only been a day, but you can already see the one coming up to eat. The other one is, where's the other one? Probably still getting used to the area. No, they're both eating. So you can see both, already after a day, both the fish are doing well. Those are the new ones I just added. The Soggy right over there, and then the Ochiba over there. The Soggy kind of had a weird belly, so we'll see. Those are some nice fish. Kind of make out the weird, no you can't in the video, but I can see it. Still a nice color though. Got my turtle relaxing over there, and the other turtles eating in the water. Well, that's all for that video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Just rescuing some fish and moving them to different ponds. Otherwise, thank you for watching.